Savage Media.
Music TV. Blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show, and today on this episode of Those Model Citizens, we will be discussing South Korean dog farmers threaten to release 2 million, wow, dogs in protest of dog meat ban. Listen here, all the jokes, all the stereotypes, they're true. They eat dogs, P. I'm not making this up. They just told you they got South Korean dog farmers. They're gonna let out over 2 million dogs. What is you talking about? They got dog meat on deck. So next time you eat that egg roll, you don't know. Next time you get some of that mugu gai pan, next time you get some of that egg foo puppy chow, and I'm busting jokes, don't be mad at me. I been ain't eating it. So don't be mad at me when you get it, when you start barking like a chihuahua. It ain't my fault. Here it is. I don't want to hear none of the comments about I'm wrong. And no, they just told you they eat dog, P. They got farms. And like cows, like cattle. They got dog cattle. In the face of a proposed dog meat ban in South Korea, the Korean Dog Farmers Association, a whole association, which has long opposed moves to crack down on the industry, said that it was mulling the release of 2 million dogs near government landmarks in Seoul as the homes of lawmakers. Okay. I got a little mumble jumbled in there. They gonna drop off the dogs at government spots and at the government lawmakers at their house. We gonna drop the dogs off at your house. That's what we gonna do. If you ask how big the opposition from farmers is, we're talking about releasing 2 million dogs we're raising. Joo Young-bong, pass the dirty to the left-hand side. Bong water where you'll get high. The head of the association said during a radio show last week, he then listed target sites, including the presidential office, the agriculture minister's home, and offices of lawmakers who have introduced the bills, according to a bill which aims to end South Korea's dog meat trade by 2017. By 2017, announced by the ruling People's Party of Power on November 17th, businesses such as dog farms, butchers, retailers, and restaurants will have to submit to local authorities their plans to phase out dog meat. So you've been going to the retailers, the restaurants, we got dog meat on deck. In your chow mein, we got dog meat. Are you so sure that orange chicken you eating? Huh? You sure that ain't Rottweiler? Is you sure? That's all I'm saying. According to a bill which aims, and it's the People Power Party, they would also be given a 3-year grace period as well as financial aid from the government to transition out of the trade of dog farming. The People Power Party also suggested a maximum 5-year jail sentence or a fine of 50 million wontons, which is 38,000 US, for offenders of the ban. The bill is the result of a rare bipartisan support after 44 lawmakers from both the ruling party and the opposition Democratic Party of Korea formed a group last month to discuss the issue. But among the most prominent advocates for the ban is First Lady Kim Keon-hee, with whom South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol shares 5 cats and 6 dogs. Yon has previously drawn criticism even from fellow party members for proposing that the anti-dog meat bill be named after his wife. Last week, Kim also mentioned the legislative development to Queen Camilla during the couple's state visit to London. Listen, man, y'all some busters. If you eat dog, you eat dog. That's what you want. Stand on it. If that's in your culture, say, yo, that's in our culture. We got to have dog mushu pork. Or should I say dog mushu bark? We got to have that. That's it. That's all. And we eat that. We don't care what nobody else eat. But no, y'all want to, you see, you want to name it after his wife. And he told the queen, he told Queen Mommy and Zaddy that we going to do away with our culture. Because y'all don't do it and y'all don't like it. We ain't going to do it no more. We ain't going to fight. We just going to throw it away. That's what we going to do. Because that's what we do. We run. We don't fight. We don't stand our ground. Then you want to come over here and now you want to stand your ground against black people who ain't did nothing to you but bring you in, but love on you, but welcome you into their communities and let you get paid chilling in the shade eating your dog meat. But it continues. After he was begging for Mommy and Zaddy's love in London, in response, Queen Camilla said they welcomed Kim's efforts, a presidential spokesperson later told reporters. Government initiatives mulling dog meat bans in South Korea have stalled in the past because of heated protests from those in industry. Authorities say there are over 1,000 breeding farms of dogs and 34 slaughterhouses of dogs in South Korea, as well as some 1,600 restaurants that serve dog meat. Industry's representatives say the numbers are far bigger, with an estimated 3,500 dog farms and 3,000 dog restaurants that face risk of shutting down should a ban be implemented. Dog meat farmers are again vehemently opposing the recent bill, arguing that their livelihoods are at stake and that the ban would erase the culture of dog meat consumption. What I say, you ain't gonna stand on your culture. Besides the recent threat to release dogs in Seoul, supporters of the dog meat trade have resorted to similar moves in the past, such as staging a dog meat tasting event in front of the National Assembly in 2019, while animal rights activists called for a ban on the trade. The centuries old practice, centuries. We don't eat dog meat. That's false. We don't do that. We don't do that. Y'all lying on us. We don't even be doing that while y'all stereotyping. Shit, we eat the dog and we don't eat that. Yeah, you do. It says centuries old practice of eating dog meat, which is traditionally known to combat summer heat. They eat the dog to bring down the heat. So the dog, I don't even know, because a dog go in heat, then it make you not heat up in the summer. I don't get it. It continues, it's typically only eaten by older people. Today, the cuisine has, I call hot garbanzo bean. You can't tell me there's 3,000 restaurants that serve dog and only the old people eat it. We only got the old people now. Only the old people keeping 3,000 restaurants in business. That's what it is. It's only the old people that eat it now. You're lying. You're lying. The cuisine has come under increasingly controversy amid animal cruelty concerns and the rising popularity of dogs as household pets. According to a 2023 Nielsen poll commissioned by Humane Society International, an animal advocacy group, 86% of South Koreans have little intention of consuming dog meat. Then how are there 3,000 restaurants? South Korea, itty bitty, tiny, tiny, tiny. And you got 3,000 restaurants, and you telling me only 14% of the population eats it, and of that 14%, you already said that's only old people. Stop lying. It continues. And 57% support a ban on dog meat consumption. So 86% have little intention of consuming dog meat, but only 57. So that's almost a full 30%. That's like, but don't ban it though. We don't need it though. We ain't gonna have no dog steaks tonight, but don't ban it though. What that mean to you? They gonna have a dog steak tonight. That's what that mean. You know there's more. A Gallup Korean poll last year showed that 64% of respondents opposed dog meat consumption. Joo, the chairman of the Dog Meat Farmers Association, said that while he agreed with public health and cruelty concerns surrounding breeding and slaughtering facilities, he said that the solution was for dogs to be recognized as livestock and farmers made to abide by food safety standards. A previous attempt by authorities to categorize dogs as livestock in 2008 was met with opposition from animal rights activists who claimed that the move would legitimize the dog meat trade, which is neither legal nor explicitly prohibited. Hold on, man. Well, if it's not illegal, so it's not. So it's which is neither legal, but we don't say that you can't do it. You've been doing it for centuries. Come on, man. The lies in this article. Stop it. Time, life. What is it? This is time. Stop it, time. You cut it out. The practice is also a sore spot for the country's growing prominence in the international stage. Some argue foreigners think South Korea is a cultural powerhouse that eats dog. It's part of your culture. But the more K culture increases in international standings, the bigger shock foreigners experience over our dog meat consumption, said Hong Joon-ah, an opposition lawmaker who supports a ban on dog meat. In June last year, an exchange program sending South Korea high school students to a town in New Jersey was axed after activists complained about the dog meat trade in the students' hometown, Agangwa. The recently proposed ban was welcomed by animal rights groups, which have campaigned for years for an end to the country's dog meat trade. HSI, which has participated in rescue operations on South Korea's dog farm, said in a statement that the proposed ban was a dream come true. Lola Weber, the director of HSI's End Dog Meat campaign, tells Time that the group has been working with dog meat farmers in South Korea for almost a decade, encouraging them to switch to more sustainable livelihoods. Most of these farmers have experienced societal, family, and financial pressure to get out of the farming of dogs. Yeah, right. It's cultural, been going on for centuries, and the numbers don't lie. I'm not going to go back over the numbers, but the numbers are the numbers. She says, with so few people wanting to eat dog meat in the country, again, lies. The numbers are the numbers. I broke it down for you. It's gotten harder to make a living, and these farmers know the writing is on the wall for this cruel industry. They have over 3,000 restaurants and over 16,000 factories. Stop it. So the threats and the protests that we always hear from the small but vocal dog farmer associations whenever a ban is suggested is not really in the farmer's best interest, nor representative of farmers as a whole. Why isn't it? How come the numbers don't stand for that? They said they're going to let out 2 million dogs. How can just a small percentage of farmers let loose a 2 million dogs all over the place? Huh? What did we learn here, boys and girls, today? I already told you in the beginning, watch what you eat. That's all I'm going to tell you. We're going to keep it short and sweet at that. I told you enough gems within the program. Rewind, go back, listen. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. Gonna leave you with 4 words as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, or share if you dare, if you care about sharing 24/7 Black empowerment. everywhere, which is right there, player. If you want all the new, go to Spotify. If you want that VIP Keep It P podcast, keepitraw.com, it is in the description. Love, peace, blessings, and maloha. Gotta go high for show high. You already know how. Big Brother Light Bright Supremo Mighty signing off.